Hello all. Before we begin the video, let's discuss CloudFoundation. CloudFoundation is the premier online training platform to help individuals and organizations gain knowledge and skills in the ever-growing cloud computing industry.
So today we are going to talk about small customization for access request page. Let me share my screen. Okay. So let's go to manage user access pages. Sometimes, not always, you may get these kind of requirements. So I came across this situation where I was not aware, because we got requirement. We have spent a lot of times to build some rule workflows in the backend. But after that, we came to know, instead of doing this, we could have enabled some features which is already out of the box. So we reached SailPoint technical team, which means vendor team. After that, we came to know. So you guys should learn this as well. So I'm going to choose one user. So we'll submit access request. Okay, nothing is there, so we cannot proceed. We have to go to this review page. So I'll create one dummy entitlement quickly. HR we cannot save. We haven't declared the attribute. Acme also same condition. Track also same. Okay, we go to config, we'll declare schema. Sorry, we'll declare any attribute as an entitlement attribute, so that it will allow us to create entitlement. Entitlement. I can choose this attribute. Test 1, 2, 3. It should be requestable. Some random identity. So entitlement has been saved now, which means here it will appear. So I was talking about here. So let's talk about the requirement first. So let's say this employee, this user is a contractor. Now we need to assign some privileged access. It may be privileged access or some kind of critical application access, whatever it may be. So we have to assign this critical privileged access for this end user who is a contractor for a certain period of time, like 30 days we have to assign. After 30 days, access has to be revoked automatically. So what will you do in this scenario? So we can submit access request to get the application access, to get the required access today. But after 30 days, exactly access has to be removed. So we cannot monitor and we cannot exactly make a note after 30 days. We have to make sure the access has to be removed. So can we automate this process? You got my question?
Yeah.
You just need to set an end date, and should be after that end date, should be revoked.
Okay, so you mean to say while submitting access request, we can set the end date?
Yes, yeah.
But here we didn't have that feature, right?
Oh, no?
Certification, Rakesh?
Huh?
Can we set the certification?
Okay, but in real-time project, you cannot rely on certification, because let's say certification has been executed, which means it's activated. Now it will go to certifier, right? Certifier could be manager, entitlement owner, application owner, whoever it may be. They may take some time to revoke the access. They are not going to act on day one, right? It will take some time.
Okay.
Right? But we cannot rely on certification in that scenario, because access has to be removed exactly on 30th day.
Automatically, you mean?
Automatically, access has to be removed. It could be manual also.
Okay.
We may submit access request on day 28. It will go for approval, lot of approvals. There may be a chance there could be delay. So in that scenario, for each and every access request, we are not going to enable disable this feature, first of all. Okay. It depends. If client wants us to enable, definitely we can, based on the business requirement. So I think go to IAQ configuration, go to roles. So from here, you can enable this. Enable sunrise, sunset, daytime role activation, which means sunset, sunset. You should understand this. Sunrise means on which date the access is going to be granted. Sunset, on which date the access is going to be revoked. That's all about sunset and sunrise. So I have enabled that feature. So now is a
Rakesh, who will going to enable that feature?
maybe
We
support
are
engineer.
Okay.
In production environment, we cannot go ahead and click this feature right directly.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
these changes will be performed as part of the deployment process
Mm-hmm.
in real time. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like we got a requirement, we can go ahead and we can make the changes. We cannot perform something like that. We cannot do that. So we will try to recreate the same scenario in lower environment. We will do the changes in the lower environment like dev environment, QA and UAT. If everything goes smooth, fine, then we'll deploy these changes in production environment. And it will be done. It's a combination of developer and support engineer work, like administrator.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Now, go ahead to next. Okay, I would like to add one more point here. As I said, it could be deployment process. In some project, I have noticed. So these kind of small changes will be done with the help of firewall. They may use some other term also. Firewall means it's nothing. One person will have access to the production environment, full access like administrator access. He will get the required approvals and the one particular person will make a change instead of waiting for a deployment. Okay. Let me refresh this. We have enabled the role activation date. But here it's not appearing because we have to check one more box. I forgot to tell that. Enable sunrise. First of all, we have to enable the role assignment. Save that. Yes. So here you may have, here the calendar icon is appearing, right? So we can click on this calendar icon, start date and end date. Start date, it's going to be today's date. And end date, it's going to be next month 14. So like 30 days. Okay. You got it?
Yeah.
On exactly day 30th, access request will automatically get submit and access will remove. Okay, so we can use this feature when it comes to role assignment. In SailPoint, we use the term called sunset, sunrise. Okay, this could be one of the feature which we can enable in the access request forum. Okay, now clients are saying, so whenever end user is going to submit access request, we should enable the attachment option. Okay, because some department, some employee, to get the privileged access, they have to complete some certification, some course they have to complete to gain some privileged access. I have seen a lot. So in that scenario,
Rakesh,
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So the sunrise and sunset you said, right?
Yes.
So it will be after the request is submitted, we need to, the support engineer needs to update this, or is there any option while raising the request itself, we can have this option so that the role owner can make sure that this user is getting access only for 30 days. Like the role user is approving the request. After that, he is forgetting, and the person who is getting the access also forgetting. It is possible that he can keep on getting the access, right? Is there any possibility?
You mean to say after 30 days also the user will have the access because the role owner hasn't approved, correct?
Yeah. No.
In these,
this option, the sunrise and sunset, when it will be updated after the access is granted to the user, the support engineer will come and add this, or while the user is raising the request.
So Anand, here two scenarios. One, maybe you are asking how to enable this, or to maybe. So this is, we cannot enable disable whenever there is, on our own. Client wants us to enable, definitely we will enable for a long period of time. Okay. So second, on day 30th, access request will be submitted automatically. There won't be any manual intervention. The SailPoint knows, because there is an end date, so the access request will submit. The remove access request will be submit automatically.
Okay.
Okay.
So suppose there are 5 users and all the 5 users, the access needs to be removed after 30 days. So every user's request, we should go and update this, or what? How it will be updated? Or bulk
Okay.
of,
So today, day 1, here we have selected start date, right? So on day 1, access will be granted. Correct?
Yeah.
On day 30th, access has to be revoked.
Yeah,
So
that's
manually,
right.
we have to submit access request, right? Instead of doing that, if you are going to enable this feature, so on day 30th, our access request will be submitted for removal operation automatically.
No, I got it. So is it individual basis or?
No, it's individual basis only.
So every user, when they raise the request, we need to enable this, is it?
Yes.
So
if you want to remove the access on day 30th, definitely you have to enable this feature. If it is not required, you can skip. So
individual user, one by one user, we need to go and add this, is it? Like you
exactly.
said,
Or else you have another option. You can select a lot of users at the same time, multiple users at the same time. We have that feature. Okay, let me talk about that too. Okay, I'll talk about that.
And finally, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.